planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello, planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, you guys, I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, I'm going to finish making all of the accessories for this Christmas DIY. I have a whole series, a playlist of DIY Christmas planner decor for your planners using mostly Dollar Tree supplies, and this was the first one that I did. I'm just kind of flipping through and showing you that I already had all of these things that were in here, and some of them I made last year and some of them I made in my previous video, again, that I will link for you guys for this year. And as you can see, I have 4 inserts that I made and 2 craft folders. So I want to create 2 more craft folders, can't speak today, so that I can have 4 all together. And then I'm also going to make a dashboard. I really didn't need a dashboard, but for some reason I just really wanted to add one to this to feel like everything's complete. So this is a template that I made a long time ago for B6 craft folders, because I used to have an Etsy shop and I sold them, and I used a Dollar Tree folder to create that. And I'm just showing you that the Dollar Tree Christmas cards, the ones that come in a box set of 12 that are in the stores right now, are a perfect B6 size for a craft folder. Isn't that awesome? So that is going to make this so easy to do. All right, so we've got my template. We've got a card, which is a really nice one. I think I bought 5 boxes of different Dollar Tree Christmas cards that were in a set, of the same card. And there were 12 in each one, which is awesome. And so I'm taking my template and I'm going to just sketch or use it to mark the pocket or the 2 pockets for this B6 craft folder. And because I know that the template flips up, I'm flipping it this way so that I can draw, or gosh, I really can't talk today, so I can mark the template for the way that I want it to look whenever it is on the card. So I didn't do it on the back this time. Normally you want to use your template for things and draw around it on the back when you've got craft paper, so you don't have to erase it and all that. But when you've got a print or a design that needs to go in a certain direction, sometimes for me it's easier to just do that and erase the pencil marks than to forget about that and then cut it out, and then it's not the way I want it to be. So yeah, so I'm just cutting these 2 pieces out that I've traced around with my template. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry about that, but I am actually cutting right here. There you can see my scissors a little bit, cutting out the 2 pieces. So there I have my 2 pieces from using my template, just the pocket part of my template, because that was all that I needed. And now I'm just laying them up here to make sure they look the way that I want them to, which is awesome. And so now I need to put some Dollar Tree permanent double-sided tape. And you're not going to see much of this time either. You can see a little bit here, but you'll be able to see it really well when I do the next craft folder. So yeah, I just put the double-sided tape on the left. Well, on the left pocket, I put it on the left side and the bottom, and on the right pocket, I put it on the right side and the bottom. It's easy to tell where you should put the tape when you've got a rounded corner, so that worked out really well. Yeah, so I'm just taking the double-sided tape, trimming the excess. I love this stuff, you guys. If you know my channel, I've talked about that tape a million times. It is an excellent deal for $1, and it is really good, strong, permanent tape. Yes. Okay, so I'm just laying it on top, just kind of lining it up with the left side of the paper and the bottom left corner. And then on the next one, I'm just going to line it up with the right side of the paper and the bottom right corner. And this is going to be so cute, you guys. And I could have No, I couldn't. I was gonna say I could have laminated this, but I don't laminate the craft folders. Yeah, what are you thinking, Lucy? I'm thinking that probably because I'm gonna be doing a dashboard here in a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just lining it all up, and I think it looks smashing. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and smooth it out a little bit. You don't really need to do that. I just love my bone folder. I like using it, and because the tape is really strong. And I see a little bit of pencil mark, so I was just erasing that. Oops, sorry you guys. If you're not familiar with my channel, I live right by a train or train tracks where a train comes by at least once a day. So yeah, it's saying hi. And so I was just checking to remember. Oh my goodness, how loud is that? Okay, it's gone now. All right, so I'm just using my corner rounder because all of my inserts and craft folders that are already in here are rounded. So I was just rounding that and putting it around there. Yeah, and it looks so cute. And I love how the pockets match the insert. Oh, it just looks like it just kind of continues. Yeah, so we're finished with that craft folder. Now we're going to make one more because I wanted to have four all together. I really should have done two craft folders and two dashboards, but oh well. So now I'm just trying to decide. I'm looking at some of the Dollar Tree cards that I got that were in boxes. Now, the two on the right with the joy and the one that was underneath that, those were individual ones for 50 cents, which you'll see again here later. But I did get 5 boxes, and this is one of the ones that was in a box of 12. And yeah, so now I was just trying to decide if I wanted to use that one or if I wanted to use this one. They're both so pretty. Now some of them have, what do you call it? Glittery, not really. Yeah, I guess it is glittery, kind of raised glittery areas on it. And so I definitely didn't want to use one of those for the dashboard because it wouldn't adhere very well whenever I laminate it. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and use this one. And then I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with the other one for my template and doing the pockets. And I'm just going to speed this up here for you guys so you can see it's the same thing, just doing it a little bit faster this time. I mean, not really in person. I was not doing it any faster. I really take my time and move very slowly when I'm lining things up because I just don't like having to redo it because I messed up. Okay, so then I'm cutting it out again, and those two pieces, same thing, there we go. And I did have a little bit of pencil marks. Now this one I could have drawn around the template on the back and on the white part, because it doesn't matter how the different designs would have lined up, but I didn't think about it. So I just had to erase it. Better. That's why it's always better to use pencil and never pen when you're doing this kind of thing because yeah. Now, even if you did, I mean, I have not thought about that before and thought, oh my goodness, I'm using a pen. Then I just had to, whenever I was cutting, I had to make sure that I cut all of the ink off, sort of cutting in the inside of the lines. And now you can see me actually putting the double-sided tape on here. You can see it clearly from Dollar Tree. Love that stuff. And here I have a little piece of it sticking out on the edge, which isn't a big deal, but if you don't want it to get stuck to papers or anything inside your traveler's notebook, which is what this is. I don't know if I said that in the beginning of the video. This is a traveler's notebook. Then it's good to trim off those little excess sticky pieces. So I got that off. And now I just have the other piece on here. Are you guys getting excited for Christmas? Are my videos exciting for you? Or are you like, man, I wish she would wait until Thanksgiving? My husband is that way. He doesn't want to see anything that has to do with Christmas until after Thanksgiving. And I'm like, man, I do all the decorations by myself. I put them up and I take them down. And unless I can get one of the kids to help me, and it takes a while to get all that done, plus all the DIY. So I start early. I didn't start as early as normal because I've been sick a lot this year. So I'm almost finished with my craft room, but I haven't hardly done anything in the rest of the house. But I hope to get that all done this week before Thanksgiving, and then I won't put the tree up until Thanksgiving for my hubby. So yeah, now the other craft folder is there in the back, and it looks smashing. Look at you. This is so easy, you guys. Anybody can do that. And I just wanted to show you that the Dollar Tree Christmas cards in the box set have that little small um, design of what's on the cover as well. All right, so that's it for the craft folders. Now we're going to do a dashboard. Now I have to tell you, I did make some mistakes when I did this one because I was not thinking, which happens sometimes. Sometimes I don't think. But I decided to use that card that you saw I just opened up and this little joy card to make a pocket inside of the craft folder or dashboard. And I've done some A5 dashboards in my fall playlist for planner DIYs using Dollar Tree supplies, so check that out. This one's a little bit, or would have been a little bit different if I had done it like I should have, but I'm trimming the pocket right here, so it'll be the size that I think that I want it to be. And what you normally should do whenever you're doing a dashboard, except for A5, so in my fall playlist, I'll link that, you can see the A5 craft folder because it's too big for 8.5 by 11 pockets. But normally you should separate those two pieces. Let me tell you what I'm doing right here first, and I'll explain. So here on my laminator, I've put my pieces through the laminating machine, and for me, it's easy for me to get it jammed once I run it through one time when I want to run it through again. And so what I've started doing is just trimming the excess before I run it through the second time. A lot of excess, not the final excess that I'm going to cut out in a little bit, but a lot of excess, enough for me to be able to easily run it through the machine without it going through crooked and jamming. So that might be helpful for you guys. And now I'm cutting the excess that's right past where it's sealed through the laminating machine. You know what I mean? That little excess on the all around the sides where you can see that it's all sealed before you cut it. Now I want to tell you what I did wrong is when you're not doing an A5, any other size pretty much, then you normally want to laminate the two sides of your craft folder separately. So what I should have done is cut or torn apart the front and the back, the two sides of the card, then laid those two pieces inside of the laminating pocket and put a little bit of space, about half an inch or so, between them before I ran them through the laminating machine, making sure they're perfectly lined up as best I can, because that way whenever you close it to put around your elastic and everything, then that's where it folds. So see right here, I'm folding this and this isn't the way it should be, because when you fold it now with the two pieces together completely without that gap, because the good thing about the gap is it's thin, it's flat, it won't buckle up the lamination. But because I didn't do that, then you can see that the lamination in the middle where the fold is now has some space where it's not completely adhered to the paper. Yeah, so I'm taking my bone folder and just running through there to try to get it as smooth and pressed down a little bit more inside there. Yeah, that's the best I can do about that. Okay, so then I also laminated my pocket, but I realized that I made it too wide, so I needed to trim it. Unfortunately, that kept it from being really centered on the front of the design, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm just cutting that little excess, and I'm not worried about it coming apart or anything because I'm going to be using the double-sided tape to hold it all together, and everything else looks really secure. It didn't buckle or anything. So yeah, I just have a little piece of that Sharpie marker on there because I tried to use pins, all different kinds of pins and markers and things to mark that, to cut that excess, but they wouldn't adhere, they wouldn't stay because of the lamination is so slippery. So I'm just speeding this up. You guys know what it looks like for me to put double-sided tape on stuff. And so I had to use a Sharpie to mark the paper where it was already laminated so I could see where to cut that excess off. Yeah, so now I'm going to put the pocket on there, and now it's a good width that I can tuck things inside of a pocket. I'm making sure that I'm lining it up so that it's on the colored part and not on the clear lamination that's sticking out, because on the other side you would be able to see it. Yeah, there's that little piece of Sharpie I was trying to wipe off. And there, now we're done, and I'm just gonna, of course, use my bone folder to rub against it some more and some more and some more to make it as flat as I can. And now I just got to decide where I want to put it. So I was like, okay, let's see. Everything looks good here. Everything's, just pretty and set. Do I want to put it? And I decided at first I decided I would put it around the last insert and last craft folder, but I was like, well, that just feels weird because everything has an insert and every elastic has a craft folder, and this one's a little bit narrower because I didn't put the space between the two sides of the card when I laminated it, so it looked a little skinnier than all the other things. So I decided to put it in this pocket and put my Christmas list sticker that I made ages ago inside of it, and I just wanted to tuck it down a little bit more. It was sticking out a little bit now because of the lamination, and see if I think that looks good. And I think that will work. Yeah. All right, you guys, well, let's go ahead and do a full flip through of this entire project. It is all done now. So there on the left, on the spine, I have two beautiful charms. One is from my friend Lisa, and one I got from Walmart last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. And then, yeah, they look so pretty there. So I didn't add anything else to that. I made in my first video for this season, I made that little charm using a Dollar Tree card. So check that out, and lamination. And then that little car was from Dollar Tree, a set of earrings that I turned into a charm. And then here on the inside, different things from my first video. Everything in that front pocket and the pocket itself I made in the first video for this year, for this whole project. And yeah, and so I'm just tucking it back in. I made that an open pocket just like I did inside my dashboard, where it's got that rounded side that's open, and it didn't want to hold stuff in there because it's so slippery, because I made that out of a sheet protector. So I went ahead and put a binder clip on it, and that works well, plus it matches really nicely. So this is the dashboard that we just made. It's so pretty. And you guys, I apologize. I know my camera probably adjusted a lot for this because it was a lot of shiny stuff and different textures, and I've got the window open and all different types of lighting competing with one another. So thank you for your patience with that. And I think that looks really pretty there. And then we come to my tall snowman that I cut out. This was in the first video for the season as well. I cut out of a Dollar Tree card, and all of those ornaments and everything in that pocket was also from Dollar Tree cards. And yeah, so that looks really nice. And then that's the craft folder we just made today, and the matching insert. Beautiful. And then I will be walking through these different pages with you guys this season. I had started off doing December dailies last year and just didn't do much. Yeah. So we're going to pick it back up this year. And then these two paper clips I made also in the first video, which was so super fun, using Dollar Tree cards and some paper clips and Dollar Tree glue and all that good stuff. And there's the other pocket for that craft folder. And then here's this insert, this craft folder I made last year. And this is a gift from one of my friends. Yeah, from Lisa. Yeah, it's so pretty. I love this insert and the paper that I used there, and this one. All of these craft papers came from Michael's. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and like and share and comment. It really helps my channel a lot. You can check me out on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures through photos. I have two Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and there we do giveaways, and we try to stay in touch with posts just about every day. And the other group is local, and it's called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. And there we normally meet in person once a month. We got away from that because of COVID, but we're getting back into it now. And we do everything else on Facebook. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, everyone, happy planning!